Yes, people. I was just had my mic on mute, and welcome back to the What's Going On podcast, and welcome back to Norski TV. If you're new, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And yeah, we're about to go. We're about to go. Big up to Anne. And unfortunately, Craig beat you earlier on. He came into the chat an hour earlier or so. Big up to Mr. Craig. Big up to Sentiments. He's in actually Sentiments. You're in third, mate. Unfortunately, Big D's trying to get on the show. He seems to be having some problems with his link. Craig got there before. Yes, he did. But yeah, Big D's trying to get in there. So guys, hang fire with me while I just talk my man through it. I'm going to bring Chili in. He's there waiting patiently in the background. So let's add Chili to the chat. Big up, Chili. What you saying, brother?
Yeah, good, man.
Yeah, man. I'm all right, man. All good. My sister's a bit disappointed that Craig has got in there before her. But yeah, Big D's having problems getting on the thing. So I'm just gonna try and see if I can talk him through it or send him. Oh, he's in. Big D is in. I think he was probably trying to find a way. So let me just add him. Let me just add Big D. Yes, Big D. I know you're trying to you're using some excuses to not come.
He was looking on no show.
Bro, you know what happened, right? I can't read the Q. I thought was a G in it. I don't know. I just looked at it. I went, "All right, it's a Q," you know. Never mind. That's my bad because I wasn't copying and pasting. You see, because I haven't got my WhatsApp link to the laptop. But
same. But listen,
man,
we're here. Listen, Kofi's not with us today.
Okay.
He's taking the night off. But he may come in the chat later on. So look out for any comments from him. But we're all here. Again, big up to Sentiments. He's just bigging up us, the Generals, Big D and Chili. Big up to you.
Yeah, Sentiments.
Yeah, Sentiments. Big up yourself. Big up.
Right.
There's my boy Craig.
Craig came in. Craig he'll probably come in soon. He came in at quite early, 4:56. I think he wanted to beat my sister to it. So yeah, he's in there. So yeah, big up to Craig. I'm sure he will be in the chat soon, giving us these one-liners. But yeah, we're all here, and obviously I'm gonna do the duties by asking how you all doing. First of all, Chili, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, man. How are you doing?
I'm asking you how you're doing. yeah. Yo.
Ain't it polite for me to ask you? I just come to brighten up your day.
I watched you on another show, Shigs. Yeah, I watched you on another show, Shigs. Big up, yeah. Manny, what you saying, brother? Yeah, listen to me. I'm okay, yeah. I'm just hanging in there, bro. I'm just hanging in there. Yeah, I'm just hanging in there. Big D, how you doing?
I'm all right, mate. I again another juggling Wednesday where I worked and then I'm going back to work. So she has to come and wake me up saying, bro, it's 20 past, right? I'll be like, whoa. So
he's one of those
ones got to pay for that yard that you're in it.
Yeah, you know the ones.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get past the grand piano, all of that.
Oh, mate. Yeah, so, man, like I said to you guys a few weeks ago, I am so emotionally detached from my club right now. It's unreal. It really is, man, because I had to protect my mental health and stuff. And these guys are not good for my mental health.
We was talking about this. Yes, man. He certainly had us on the rocks, man. He had us eating the rocks as well, Mr. Sentiment. Mate. Listen, bro. It's pretty much as I said to you earlier on. It's therapy sessions for me and UD, while Chili just sits back and kill his teeth. You understand? Yeah.
Chill out, man. Everything's beautiful.
Kin teeth chili. You understand?
Yeah, you know the ones. You know, I watched the Blue Mankin and Liverpool game. And I'm sitting there saying, this is how you're supposed to play football. You know the ones? I was just, it was just like, it's how we used to be.
Yeah. No, honestly, that was my fault. My fault, exactly.
Yeah.
I was thinking we can take them And I remember we already done Man City twice this season. So.
Chile just chest high today, man. I love that, Chile. Respect, bro. Respect.
His chest is big and broad today. His chest is big and broad today. But listen, we are going to be dealing with all things football, the Premier League, the Champions League, and mate, I think we're going to start off with the Champions League last night. But first of all, just to let you know what we're talking about and let the audience know what we're talking about. We are going to be covering the Champions League and the Premier League, and we're going to be looking at another ref check, especially in the Man United game and the Arsenal game. No, sorry, not the Man United, the City game, Liverpool against City. There was a couple of stuff in there where I thought maybe Liverpool should have had 10 men on rather than 11 men.
Our game, Villa, man.
We'll come into that as well. We'll talk about that as well. If you want to look at that, I mean, it wasn't one of those that made the ref check, but if you insist, we will talk about it.
You're just hating, man. You have to put it in there. Villa were chopping us down. Did you see what they done to us?
No, I did. And I mean, and the result of it, you got Doherty out or Doherty out
for the rest of the season now.
Mate, you know what I mean? They were putting in some challenges. I'm not going to lie, mate. I mean, they had you pretty much pinned up in that game. But listen, at the end of the day, you know, they missed some chances. But I said to myself, if they don't put these chances off, Spurs are going to go there and just be clinical and do what they do best. And right now, it is what it is. And, you know, one of my subject topics this evening is ain't no stopping us now. Yeah. We're on the move. I want Andy to Chile to give us a rendition of
No.
Well, listen, ain't no stopping us now. You're on the move. It's Spurs to lose. That's all I got to say now. I know Chile's going to go, nah.
No, it's not. You're there trying to use that Jedi mind trick of the reverse psychology.
Listen, there's no psychology going on here, bro. There's no psychology. This is no psychology. I'm telling you, it's yours to lose now. And saying all of that, Conte's out now with...
he's got COVID.
Has he?
Yeah,
wow.
He's got COVID, He's got COVID, and obviously he's out for the season, so... Whether that's going to disrupt them or not, I don't know. But we'll wait and see. Also, what's going on CR7?
CR7. You know what? I looked at that and I said to myself, like, it's the press on it as well, because you have to remember what Cantona did, right? And I got Cantona on the back of his shirt here because that's still one of my homeboys there. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I look at the Cantona thing and I look at man slapping a phone out of a kid's hands. I'm thinking, come on, guys, relax, you know. And someone said that the kid just wanted a photograph, but apparently, like those guys that said they were there, they were saying that he was getting disrespected, as in Ronaldo, which is expected. You know what I'm saying? Not being funny. Yeah. I mean, I think wherever he goes, he's going to get disrespected.
But go and slap some big hardback man. Don't slap a child.
Yeah, but you know, but the thing is, you know, if you physically slap the kid in the face. I think the kid tried to put the phone in his face to get a selfie or whatever, and he just slapped the phone away. Now, for
apparently they said that
the kid the phone in it.
Apparently, the kid was filming his leg because it was bleeding.
Yeah, he got studded, didn't he? He got a studded tackle like the referee.
But whatever the kid was doing, you don't do that.
Yeah, we say was the captain.
But then, like you say, buy him a phone.
Yeah, and you have to remember, he's a kid that doesn't watch quality either. So if you give him a nice CR7 shirt and let him feel a bit of quality about him and a brand new iPhone 13.
They already turned down to go to Old Trafford. They said no.
You know what? Come and see some.
They said there's bare clouds over there. They don't want to go down.
It's misty and foggy over there. You know what?
a mate of mine video called me yesterday. Yeah. He's up there working in Old Trafford. And he's actually by the stadium, and he can't go in, but he's working literally next door to it. So he was doing, an external tour and stuff like that. I said, listen, go and check to see if there's any leaky roofs out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bare leaky roofs. and soggy sandwiches. And
soggy sandwiches. And big screen TV.
And depressed players. And, mate, you can't make it up, can you? I think between depression and entitlement, that's the mix we're dealing with right now. You know what I mean? It's like, mate. You know, don't ask me to train in the dark or anything like that.
I'm listening to D, but he really is lying on the couch here.
Oh, man, these guys, man. And this is me emotionally detached now. You know what it was? Because even when we lost, I just kiss my teeth and go make a sandwich and put the kettle on. You know what I mean? Put the kettle on. I didn't even, you know, before I want to punch the TV and stuff like that. But I should have said, you lost. Yeah, same old for now. And I said it weeks ago. I said, the moment you replaced an interim with an interim, just write the season off because you're not serious. You're not. You know what I mean? Conte was available and they went to Chile's man. You know what I'm saying? And so that tells you everything. Conte was available and you just went for an interim to replace Carrick, the interim that shouldn't have been there anyway because he was one of Ollie's guys. It's just a whole mess of a mess, isn't it? You know what I mean?
You know what?
Someone said that you didn't want him, though. That
Well,
Man
Chile,
United
I was going to say,
the board didn't want him because the board knew he would challenge them on their foolishness. And like what you're seeing with the one they want to come in now with Eric Ten Hag is that Eric says, yeah, I need to be in charge of all footballing matters before I sign that contract, and I need it in writing. And that's why it's taking so long to get this contract signed.
But all these managers are going to be like that now because it's their name that's on the line. You know what I mean?
Shirley. That is, and for me, I actually like that he wants that. He ain't trying to hide and say, "Well, the board bought him, nothing to do with me." So anyone that comes in, you know that Eric Ten Hag has said, "Yeah, this is what I want," and so rather than, "Oh, this is what they gave me," I got to try and work with him.
I was watching something the other day, and it was Gary Neville, and he was saying that when Ferguson was the boss, he was in charge of everything from the academy to the canteen, the first team, anything that went on in that club, the buck stopped with him. Yeah, and look what he done.
To a point that you see when them young kids came from the academy and they graduated to the first team, he even told them what cars they could drive, stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, right, no sports cars until you're 25 or whatever it was. He was laying down a law like a proper, you know what I mean? Listen, I'm head of the family here. I'm the governor.
Yeah.
And everything I say happens. Otherwise, and you have to remember, every player that challenged him, good or bad, he got rid. They were gone.
Yeah.
At
least he was. I know it might sound like today in today's society, you know, these young players, they probably couldn't handle it, and he'd probably be done for bullying and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, the woke, so whatever society you want to call it. And I think the thing with especially with Fergie, you know, he got those guys focused. Do you know what I mean? You know, you only got to listen to like the class of 92. Those players coming through, they were focused. They were about winning. Do you know what I mean? The cars came out. Obviously, take exception with David Beckham and Victoria. You know, obviously, man got out of control, and a boot came in the top of his head.
And he got rid of him as well.
He got rid of it.
He don't care. Paul Lintz, not Van Nistelrooy, Stam.
If you think he got rid of some ballers, you know, he let some ballers get out of there. But like, listen, man, like I said to you last week, no one can be paid more than me. No one can be doing this. No one can be doing that. This is my club. It's run my way. If you don't like it, don't play for me. If you want to win trophies, this is how I'm going to help you to win trophies. And this is the other thing as well, and people seem to forget this, that Ferguson wasn't a great tactician, but what he did was change his number 2 every 2 to 3 years. And flip the switch on people. But when it came to man management and the whole ethos of the club, the whole mechanics, like you say, from the canteen to the stadium, he controlled all of it, mate.
I think for you know, when you go back to Fergie days, I think with Wenger, I think that's where Wenger went wrong, because he literally was the man that was doing everything. Yeah, so his number 2 was just there and existing, but at least, as you said, with
Ferguson leaned on him. Number 2 leaned on the number 2s, all of them.
Steve McClaren, when Steve McClaren was there. And that's right. There's a possibility. Obviously, you know you're pretty close to getting Ten Hag, 100 Hag, 50 Hag, whatever you want to call him, Hag. Yeah, he's soon to be signing that contract, and obviously he wants things on his terms, and hopefully the board will have learnt from their lessons. Because is this third time lucky under Holly? When Ragnick came in, you can't lie, you was excited. I'm sure all the Man United fans were excited. A question for me is, with Ten Hag now coming in and it's imminent, do you think that there will be a definite change this time, or do you think it might be the same old, same old? Is it
the proper manager? Proper manager.
Yeah. I agree with Philly that if you remember the statement that I read last week, where how Ralph was breaking down what they needed to do with this new manager, as in, like, don't rush him, don't expect success in 2 years. Give him time to really transform what he's trying to do. Now the rumors is they're going to give him a 4-year contract, which I'm okay with, because the 4-year, and if after 3 years you see us at least looking that we can compete for a title, because you have to remember how far City and Liverpool are ahead, and Chelsea just a bit behind them. Even
you've got 3 teams.
Yeah,
you've got 3 teams to overtake.
Yeah, and the Newcastle money coming in as well.
Yeah,
and then you still can't.
But they're far behind you at the moment.
Yeah, but then you still got Chelsea in the mix. You still got Tottenham in the mix.
How about Arsenal?
Even Arsenal, Norm. Yeah, you have to say
I like the way you put Tottenham before us.
Let it come naturally, man.
What's going on, man? Come on, man. You need to.
The reason why I say that, right? The reason why I'm saying that is that just because of the managers that are in place,
right?
Right. I forgive you. If you look at Conte's mindset, whether you like him or not, he's serious about what he's trying to do there. He's not here for a good time.
Yeah.
He's trying to rumble Klopp and Pep.
Yeah.
I
mean, yesterday, me and Chili were having like conversations offline with regards to Conte and the job that he's doing at Tottenham. And I don't know if you want to bring that question up again, what you said to me over that voice note, Chili, with regards to Conte at Man United, and where you feel Man United would be if they had Conte, and if D would have taken him. I don't know if you want to pose that question again to D.
Well, that's it basically. Because I was saying that it was only a couple of weeks between Nuno getting sacked and Solskjaer getting sacked.
Yeah.
And if you had pulled the trigger a bit earlier, would you have wanted Conte? And where do you think you would be now? Do you think you'd be top 4 now?
Yeah, I do, because you know what, he has a mindset, and I think he brought his people with him to Tottenham, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I mean, you have to remember, Ollie came on his own and started looking for coaches straight away. It tells you a man ain't ready, because
he's to have his backroom staff.
Yeah, if you're worth your weight in salt as a coach, you've already got your the guy that does all your food, the nutritionist, your
fitness coach.
Your fitness coach. You're bringing your own doctor, mate. Because this guy's got dodgy doctors signing them off for stomping their toe. You know what I mean? In the kitchen while making a jam sandwich. Just like, nah, brother, you're fit. You just don't want to play. It's like Cavani.
Yeah.
I mean, Cavani, literally, the fans sing, he plays when he wants, he plays when he wants. That man Cavani, he plays when he wants. What kind of foolishness is that?
Scarlet Pimpernel, mate.
Man on 300 bags a week, and plays when he wants. Come on, man. They're on it, and I think this is what I think scares Ten Hag a little bit, is our wage bill, because he wants to get rid, but he's not stupid. He's gonna say, boy, they got some ballers in there on some mad money, and they're not ballers.
Yeah,
they're just on mad money, and that's where you'll see his struggle, where he may have to say, can my coaches transform some of these high-earning, self-entitled, as my guy said earlier, ice cream soft players? The one, because this is what Ralph said. Ralph said, these guys are too soft. We need some physical players to compete with the technical players that we got.
Who would you keep then in the summer?
I was going to say, what would you?
Who would I keep?
Yeah, who you could get rid of? Who would you keep?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Who's for the top? Who's for the top?
Okay.
Who do you think Ten Hag would chop in?
I'm gonna keep dig out. I'm still gonna keep Henderson. I'm gonna make them two fight out properly, even though I'm not convinced on Henderson, but I'll still say keep him as I want to. You keep. Wow, the back, man, at the back. I get rid of all the defenders. I think the whole back line.
So you're saying basically the whole thing needs tearing down.
And then you keep the young ones. You keep Alanga, you keep Sancho for sure. Dare I say it, you keep Rashford because Rashford ain't been coached, and I think if you can get him in a I don't know, it's tough. Rashford is a 50-50.
See, you're struggling,
I'm really struggling.
Yeah,
Bruno's ball retention is awful,
Mm.
and Ten Hag likes to keep the ball.
Yeah,
Possession football. So do you trade his mindset? They're like, Bruno, I want you to stay, son, but the way you give the ball away with these Hollywood passes, that ain't for me. Does he get in his feelings?
In Harry Maguire ball playing centre back anyway, so maybe Ten Hag will probably look at him and get him to. He already does that ball, playing centre back role, but I know
this guy made an okay Varane look bang average to a point that Varane don't want to play with him now.
Right.
And you know what? I'd actually keep Lindelof as well as a squad player. I keep Lindelof. So there you go. That's one defender. We've got a couple of young defenders out on loan that they may bring back.
What about Varane?
Varane don't want to be here now. That's the
but isn't that more because of the fridge rather than
maybe? Yeah, because I don't think he wants to play with him.
The whole setup of Man United.
Yeah, and so I'm looking at about 6 players, which is terrible, isn't it? Out of a 25-man squad.
Yeah. Well, and then you've got obviously Mata, and
with Matic,
Phil Jones.
The only way you keep Matic, because Matic is our only natural defensive midfielder, but he's too old. Yeah. And then you know what? I'm keeping Fred as well because I think Fred is probably our most improved player under Rangnick because he's playing in his right position. The position he's playing for Brazil is now where Rangnick is letting him play. Fred is not a defensive midfielder.
So he's a number 8. So Tomini doesn't make the cut.
No, he's there because he's Scottish. Any Scottish people, no disrespect. Any Scottish people on here, let me say I'm not. I just think that he's there because Alex Ferguson wants him to be the next Scottish Man United captain. That's why McTominay's there. He's been there from he was a kid, and he hasn't shown me that he's going to win me a title. Yet we're talking about he should be the next captain after Maguire. Which part? From when? No. When Man United?
Okay, so with that said, Big D, with Ten Hag coming in, Man United fans across the country, across the world, it looks like there's going to be another hopefully resurgence of the club. It looks like it's another rebuild. By the sounds of what you're saying, how long, first of all, will this rebuild take? Again, another question is, how long will it take for you guys to? You've been in the mud for 9 years. We've been in the mud for 19 years or so. How long do you think it will take before you win another title? I'll say domestic cup. I think the way Ten Hag plays and how he wants you to play, you'll probably end up winning a cup. But in terms of the Premier League, you've got 3 teams to overtake. That's Chelsea, who are going to spend again. Man City, we know, we're going to spend, and as long as they've got Pep, and as long as Liverpool have got Klopp, how long are we talking? And then the fact that Ten Hag is coming from an inferior league, the Dutch league. He's won 2 titles with Ajax and a semi-final, and obviously they went out to Big Chili's Spurs.
Currently he's in the Dutch Cup final and he's heading for another title.
Yeah,
if it rolls his way.
Yeah, but do you think he has the credentials? Do you think he has the credentials to go head to head with these managers? I mean, he went ahead with Poch.
He's proved that he can win, Norm.
Right.
Yeah,
Ajax is a massive club, man. You know what I mean?
Listen, they got European. They got European. We know that.
There was a guy that came on to there was an Ajax fan that came on to one of the Man United fans that I follow his channel, and he was saying that he personally will be gutted to lose him, but he said he understands if he wants to go to Man United, but he said personally he'd rather keep him because he goes now it's going to be a headache to replace him. To replace that quality they have with that manager, and he said he was quite jealous. So he said that he hopes that we don't ruin him or attempt to ruin him, which is an interesting comment. He said, I hope United don't ruin him because we think he's an amazing manager for us.
Yeah.
So that's coming from a fan that
Louis Van Gaal came out and said that as well, didn't he? You know, he said, you know, you're
commercial club and all that.
Yeah, commercial club and all of that. You know, if you're going to be going to manage a club, make sure it's a footballing club and not a commercial club. And he would advise. Listen, I've got somebody coming on, a good mate of mine. He's just popped into the feed. Hopefully, he'll put his camera properly and everything. He's this guy is a die-hard Arteta man. He's a die-hard. I think you know is Chile will know him probably, and Alvin when he comes on. I'm going to bring him in. It's my good spot, Alvin. I'm going to add him to the speed.
Alvin,
Mr. Alvin Brown.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone?
Hey, good evening, Alvin.
Alvin.
Alvin,
can you hear me?
A good spot. Yeah, we can hear you good, bro. We can hear you good. We can hear you good. Yeah, Alvin is a. I said to Alvin, Alvin needs to come on the show. And he's going to publicly, in front of all the millions that listen to us, vote. He was an Arteta, big Arteta in guy. And I'm just going to let him have his little say on Arteta and the conclusion that he's now come to. As you can see, he's rubbing his face right now. So, Alvin, what do you say, brother?
I just first and foremost, I'd just like to say, Norman, you're doing a splendid job for the community, and you know, not only do you just I know you're an Arsenal man, but you include everyone, whether you're Manchester United or Chelsea. I've been watching you a while, and I think that's brilliant. So well done for what you're doing there, my man.
Big up.
Okay, with regards to Arteta, me and Norman's had some banter, and I've always supported Arteta, but last week was the last straw. It was the last straw, and I basically can't trust the process anymore. And I think one thing that we need to look at, guys, is the fact that where the narrative of it all is Arteta needs to know that it's not the team that wins you the game sometimes, it's the squad. Yeah? You need to have a good squad, like Liverpool, like Manchester City. You need to. So what we had Partey out, we had the other guy out, number 2, what's his name? What's his name? The left back?
Tierney.
Tierney. And so really, we should have replacements for them. And that's what's cost us. Him tinkering with the team, putting Xhaka at left back. So, you know, on a whole, that's what's cost us. If we had the same 11, maybe, well, we did have against Palace, but, you know, sometimes you just need to change people with a different squad. And the squad has to be the same caliber. And once you start delving into a lower caliber, this is what happens. So, you know, that's my take on that, guys.
Right. Well, there you have it. Alvin, as I said, has been an avid Arteta man in it. I think it's basically that game, the Brighton game was basically the straw that brought the camel's back for him. And he rang me, not in tears, but very frustrated.
Yes, in tears.
You know, and listen, I've been saying it for a long time. You know, Arteta is just not the man for this job. It's just too big a job. And when you look at, and I think D, you kind of brought it up, and maybe subconsciously, the fact that the order that you put, you know, the race in terms of who's going to sort of be challenging, and you kind of put Tottenham ahead of us. And I kind of bantered you a little bit, but I kind of get why, because the fact that they've got an elite manager in Conte.
And this is key as well, a manager that listens to his number 2. Because you got to have that second pair of eyes in training, in game management. Like if you just in that technical area on your own, always thinking that you're seeing everything that's going on in a live game with a stadium full of people. Sometimes the number 2 is sitting there going, I mean, you see our number 2, he's playing on his phone. He ain't even interested, you know what I mean? But you'd always see Ferguson and the number 2 kind of, even like what, they were arguing or something. And then Ferguson like, all right. And then they make a sub. And you think, okay, that sub changed the game. So maybe one said, you got to get him out there. The one said, no, he'll get us a goal. These are the things that win you titles, where you say, you know what, we got 25 minutes to go. Let's change it early. Let's not wait till the last 10 minutes of the game to try and change the game. Because 10 minutes is not enough to change a game. And unless you hit the ground so running so quickly that you think, oh man, you should have started this guy. And when people say, oh, he's only getting these minutes because he's injured. If he's injured, don't put him in a football kit.
Yeah.
Have him sat in the stands. When they're saying players are injured or he's carrying a knock, so why is he dressed up to play if he's carrying a knock? And these little things where that never happened in Ferguson Day. If you're injured, then don't even put your kit on. Just stay in your suit or stay in your tracksuit and sit in the stand or whatever, or up in the box with your family. So these things here are key. Now I don't know whether Arteta listens to his number 2. And a lot of time, I don't think so.
Do you know what? I mean,
man management is terrible.
I mean, kind of from the eye test. I mean, when you see him on the side, he's giving it all down, just just moving them all like he's directing a plane to land or something or whatever. But he seems as if he does AirPod. What they call him? AirPod. What somebody put in the chat? His AirPod, whatever his name is. Yeah. He when we had that really good game against, I think it was against Man City. And we lost the game 2-1. And AirPod was the one that was on the touchline because I think he was either had COVID or he was. I don't know if he was banned. I think he had COVID. And to be fair, I think he does listen. I think he does listen to the number 2 AirPod Albert. That's it. I think he does listen to his number 2. But what I'm saying is just that the team that he's got around him, the team that's leading Arsenal. This great, club, 3rd biggest club in the country. I'm going to say it again, whether Chile likes it or not. You can't have somebody that's just passed the driving test in a car and now I've got to go and get into some 18-wheel juggernaut to drive. It's just not on.
The reason he doesn't listen to his number 2 is because he's a number 2. Give him some cones and watch what he can do with them cones.
One of my topic things was actually Arteta should apply to work on the motorway. So you get where we're going with that one, yeah?
Right.
Yeah, let's put out some big cones now, yeah?
Well, you have to remember, this is what our technical directors puts out cones in training. And if you ever watch it in a game, he's leaning in, trying to be a part. He's like, please share with me. Please tell me what you're talking about. It's embarrassing, mate. It's embarrassing. What you doing on the bench? You're not the number 2. You're the technical director.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane. And do your job.
Yeah. Listen. Al, thanks for coming in and publicly publicly saying that Arteta, you've had enough of Arteta, and I don't want you flip-flopping. So when I speak to you next, mate, yeah, even if we go to Southampton and win that game, which I doubt it very much, I don't want you coming back and ringing me up and saying, oh well, I don't know, change my mind. You've said it publicly now. The 12th of April, 2022, bro, or 30th of April, should I say?
You got me, Norman. You got me. All the best. Take care, guys.
Take care, man.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So, guys, so let's go back to what we're saying. So, just hear what Craig is saying here, because if Emery had the backing at Arsenal, and you saw what he did with Bayern Munich last night, putting them out.
What happened when you played Bayern Munich?
If Emery had the backing at Arsenal, things would be a lot better. Look what he did last night. I mean, what would you say to that, guys? Because listen, Emery, look, I was not his biggest fan, but Arteta, I feel personally, has done a lot worse than what Emery has done when he was managing us. Yeah, he got to a final, even though we got slapped by Chelsea in Europa. But mate, last year he beat your team. Was it your team? Did he beat you guys?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, for the European final. Yeah, that was a chance for you to have that.
I mean, that game still gives me nightmares to this day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I think we went 100 and plus minutes without making a sub.
Yeah,
and you're trying to win a final.
Yeah,
with players that have played. You have to remember they're playing in leggy Manchester, where that pitch is always heavy because it rains. Even though it's probably got a decent drainage system, it's an old stadium, and so you get to a final and you need something to happen, and Ole just sits on his hands.
Yeah,
and then almost like he was forced into it by the gods to make a sub. I think 112 minutes or whatever into the game, he's making his first sub. You just think, mate, is special retarded. Fire him already. And I think if he had won that, we still have him. He'd still be here.
Yeah,
I'm convinced 100%.
100%.
Even with the money cuddling and the bad football, They say, well, he won the Europa Cup. That's what they would have been saying.
And
maybe it was a blessing that he didn't win it.
But this is what, and Chile, this is exactly the same thing that's happened with Arteta because he's won an FA Cup and a Charity Shield Cup.
Yeah, it's given the stay of execution.
That's what he's got in the bank. But the bank overdraft now is busted. Yeah, there's no more overdraft no more. You can't rely on 2 years coming back to back 8th. That is worse than what Unai Emery has done.
Is that what you've done? 2 seasons you've been 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew last season you were. I couldn't remember.
The season before as well.
Yeah.
And was he in charge for both of those?
Yes. Yeah. He came in when he took over from Unai Emery. Yeah. Well, I think at the time.
When did he take over? Close season or mid-season?
It was mid-season.
Yeah. Christmas time, isn't it? Yeah.
Christmas time, yeah. Because I think when Unai got sacked after the Frankfurt game, I think our next game was, I think it was Everton away, and we drew that game. Yeah. I think it was 0-0. We drew that game. Yeah. And then we ended up, I think when Unai got sacked, I can't remember the position we were in. But where we finished at the end of that season, we finished 8th. And then last season, we finished 8th again. So tell me how that is progress.
So you had no European football for 2 seasons?
Yeah.
Oh, they've got to get rid of him, haven't they?
This is what I'm saying. But the problem is we know that they won't. Now, because we're where we are now, currently sitting in 5th place, obviously with game in hand, 3 points behind, Spurs.
The mighty Spurs.
If we finish 5th or 6th, I'm telling you, if we finish 5th or 6th,
he stays, doesn't he?
He stays.
Yeah.
And my problem is if we did finish in Champions League, with what I saw last night with Chelsea against Real Madrid, you look at Liverpool and Man City, you look at all those elite teams, even Bayern Munich.
Yeah, you'd be scared to go to the Champions League, innit?
Listen, we've lost to Olympiacos. We got knocked out of Olympiacos the season before. Yeah. Last year, we lost to our old manager, Villarreal, who have only won 1 cup in their history.
You know what? That's what I tell people. You imagine losing to a team that they nicknamed the Yellow Submarine. Come on, man. Yeah, I mean, that's how you know you're getting clowned.
We all in the Yellow Submarine.
I think they play it in the stadium, that song, man.
Yeah.
They play it in the stadium.
Yeah, mate.
So when you lose to them and they start playing that song, you have to hang your head in shame and just walk out, man. Don't even take a shower. Just walk out, get on the bus and get back to the hotel. Because you're being disrespected when that song comes on through the tannoy system.
And this fella here, Pepe, the trouble is saying Pepe needs to be given a chance. I mean, under Arteta, I felt that he did a lot better under Arteta than he has under. I don't know what Arteta's got against Pepe. But as Craig has said, I believe that Pepe doesn't get the game time because Arteta is not his signing.
No, I don't understand why he doesn't get time.
Yeah.
Is it true that they're gonna just pay up his contract to let him leave?
Say that again?
Is it true that they're just gonna pay his contract up and let him leave?
Oh, Pepe.
Pepe, that's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Do you know what? I've heard that. If anybody can confirm,
yeah, I can't remember where I saw that, and I thought that.
I wouldn't be surprised. Right. Look. I mean, Aubameyang's gone to Barcelona, on a free, but yet we're still paying his contract.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Total madness.
Yeah, he mugged you guys off, didn't he?
Big up Latoya. Would you like to replace 100%? And I don't know if you
who would you like
to replace him?
Oh, who would I like to replace him? Well, we've run out of options now because obviously Ten Hag is going to Man United.
Right. He better be.
I don't know about Nagelsmann at Bayern Munich now, because boy, he just got slapped up by Villarreal.
No, I would take him all day long.
I would take him because he's got a lot more experience than Arteta. Yeah. I was going to take Sam Allardyce, but that's getting a bit too low.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Would you take Luis Enrique after the World Cup?
Yeah. If he's available, yeah. But the problem is I know that we ain't getting rid of this guy.
Yeah.
I know we ain't getting rid of this guy. Yeah. And as usual, my missus likes to come in, leave Arteta alone. You're only nearly going down not with Norwich and Watford.
Come on, Jay. Let's be having you.
I mean, she has to come in with them rubbish. You know what I mean? And I said to her, "Would you take Arteta at Liverpool?" Yeah. And I'm still waiting for the answer till now. Yeah.
But
I can tell you no. What instead of Pep?
Chile. This what I was saying to my Liverpool fans 2 seasons ago. I said, okay, then They all said, give Ollie a chance. You guys are always hasting out with these firings. I said, okay, would you take him? Now, you have to remember, from we fired him, and how many vacancies have been there or thereabouts, right? And not one time have you heard anyone say, how about Ollie? No one said it, Norms.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, he was at Old Trafford. Behave yourself. Stop it.
Yeah.
No one's coming for him. Now we could be taking a self-imposed break fishing in Norway. He could be doing that, right? But trust me, if a Everton came knocking, if whoever that was available came knocking, I think he'd be interested. I do, because it's the Premier League.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And they opted for Fat Frank over him. Now I can call him Fat Frank because I'm fat myself. You know what I mean? I got the one back, so I'm calling him that. You know what? I was like, oh, but no one came in for him. Yet he was good enough for Man United to take us back to the title. No chance, mate. No chance.
Yeah.
And the proof is in the pudding.
And that was the problem, because I mean we had chances to get some decent managers before Arteta came in. Yeah. I think when we first was like looking, obviously we got Unai Emery in the end. But I even heard that at one point that Jose Mourinho was in the stadium,
right,
watching one of our games, and there was another manager. I can't remember who it was, but Craig is saying Mancini's available, but I would have to get Simeone. Now, the thing about Simeone, yeah, look,
people don't like his style of football.
Yeah, and I think that's my problem. Is his style of football? I'm not et up on.
I don't buy into that. If he wins you the title, do you care how?
And I think that's the thing, because I think at the end of the day, listen, if George Graham could do 1-0 to the Arsenal, we win a title. You know, we go to Anfield 1989. Lovely jubbly. Let's just talk about that. Let's reminisce there. It's all good.
Simeone's a gangster, no?
That was a proper gangster. I mean, tonight.
Simeone is a gangster.
Tonight, they're taking on Man City. Man City go over there, you know, with a 1-0 lead. How that's going to turn out, I don't know. I think Man City might do it, but they're going to have to come out and play. But, mate, their dark arts of football is just unreal. Absolutely unreal. But it's just his style of football. Mancini, I like Mancini.
Isn't he in charge of Italy?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's national coach. Yeah. I was thinking, like, where's Mancini?
He's with the national squad at the moment. But then they've been knocked out of the World Cup. So
Italy's not going World Cup either.
Yeah.
No, they're done, mate.
Was it Italy that I heard that who else isn't going? Big nation. No, it must have been just Italy. It must be in Italy.
Isn't it? Yeah. That I know.
Netherlands going.
Oh, hold on. No, let's say big club. In terms of like big players playing for big, small clubs. Egypt. You know, you got.
Mo's not going. Is he?
Going. You know, they lost out as well. But Italy is one of the major clubs. That definitely didn't make it.
Yeah. Major country.
Yeah. Where's this? Let's see what you got here. Right, and to a point, I probably have to agree.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that, Craig. 100%.
Definitely.
The reason why people say about like what you were saying, Norman, about the Tottenham playing nice football, we play nice football because we know we're going to lose half our games throughout the season. Right. So at least if the other half you're playing exciting, good football, we can forgive you that.
Yeah. You know what it's all about, and the thing is, Tottenham were known for playing nice football, but it didn't bring you results, and that was your problem. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it was about striking that balance. When Wenger came along, we went away from that kind of defensive 1-0 to the Arsenal to playing free-flowing football, which brought us some titles and brought us some FA Cups and stuff like that. You know, so in that sense, you know, the thing with not Mancini, with Conte, is that he people might look at it and say he plays more of a counter attack. He's very good with the counter attack. I mean, it's just unbelievable. We'll come on when we talk about the fixtures and the actual Prem fixtures and look at how they dismantle teams. And my worry is that when they go to Liverpool, you know, if Liverpool play that high line, mate, I can see Tottenham getting in. I can see whether they will come away and win that game. It probably could end up being a draw, but I'll be worried. That's probably going to be Liverpool's toughest game in their running, obviously, to stay, you know, with Man City, you So we'll wait and see concerning that. And also, just while we're talking about Liverpool as well, the situation with is it about P's contract situation with Mo, or does he need a new experience somewhere else in Spain or France or wherever it is? He hasn't scored since February from open play. And so a lot of people are saying that it's maybe the contract situation. He's out of sorts. But listen, at the end of the day, Salah, he's still a great player. I'll have him on my side all day long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what? He feels like he's a bear with a sore head because, us guys up here play this fantasy league football thing, and apparently he was the most transferred player out last weekend. Because it's all about you need in your attacking players to score so you can compete in your individual leagues. And so as well, he's got competition now as well, which he never had really.
With Diaz,
with Diaz.
And I think he's probably still sulking from the African Cup of Nations. I think they had that one in the bag and then they didn't. And then not qualifying for the World Cup. He's been
that's 2 years.
He's been kind of kicked in the goalies twice this season. So he needs some feel good factor about him. I would never write him off.
I mean, just saying that. Well, I mean, let's just deal with that then. Do you think it's maybe with him being off form and the whole contract situation going on, and all that's happened with the African Cup and the World Cup? Or do you think that, we just need somewhere new, maybe new experience? I mean, listen, Liverpool ain't going to budge. I thought that it was pretty much done and dusted, but at the moment, they're still negotiating as far as I'm aware.
What are Liverpool offering him, Norms?
I'm still here. I heard the last time, on the last conversation that we had on the last show, I'm sure it's something like 400,000. I don't know.
That's what they've offered him, and he said no.
Well, I think there was an agreement that they both mutually agreed that would be the thing, but it still hasn't. It hasn't got over the line yet. So what's holding it up? Do you know what I mean? Or is it that he may need?
Is he worth? I know you're saying that he's good on this, but is he worth double what Harry Kane gets? Double
with his goals and assists, right?
Double.
Saying that though, Harry Kane's. What's Harry Kane on? What's Harry Kane on?
200.
All right, guys, what do you think in the chat? Do you think that
you have to be?
You should get double what Harry Kane is getting.
That's another way of looking at it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you have to be realistic as well. He's 30 years old in June.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, so you're 30 years old. And you want to sign a contract that's paying you 400 grand a week. I don't think it's being
for how many years as well?
We're talking.
I think the 3 year was it 3 year?
2027.
Right, so 3 year extension.
5 years.
Yeah,
5 years.
It's worth 58 million.
That'd be madness because that means they're going to be paying a 35-year-old 400 grand a week.
Exactly. This is what we did with Sanchez.
Yeah. We were stuck with
this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing with Ronaldo currently. This is what we're doing with I play when I want currently. You know what I'm saying? We paying these guys peas,
Yeah.
And there's one that don't show up for training or even come to Old Trafford, and the other one, when he throws Teddy out the clock, gets on a plane to Portugal to eat his mum's soup. That's what you're dealing with. So for me, I think Liverpool look at that and Liverpool say, do we break our pay structure and upset the whole apple cart for one player? And maybe they don't at 30 years old in June. Maybe they don't. Maybe they say, "Now we're good, Mo. Sorry, we appreciate what you've done. This is what we're offering: $250 a week. Take it or leave it."
You know what I think will happen? I think obviously they'll wait until the season is over, see where they finish. If they win, I mean, listen, they're still up for the quadruple, as we know. So that race is still on, and I suppose the likelihood of them going on after that game on Sunday, what a game it was, backwards and forward. I mean, the first half, I would say, City were all over them, especially in the first sort of 15, 20 minutes until they kind of found their feet. I called it 2-2, which obviously, it came to fruition. But it was a fantastic game. Man City, go into that the next fixtures, 1 point ahead of Liverpool. Do you think they go on? Do you think Man City go on and win that, or do you think there's still more twists and turns?
I think City win it.
Right.
Yeah, so do I. And you know what? It was a brilliant, as a neutral, and I can't stand either of them clubs, but I was glued. I was glued because you know what? At 2-2, I said someone's going to sucker punch here. I was convinced someone's going to sucker punch, and then whatever happened, that stadium was going to get torn up.
Mate, did you see that? Did you see that chance at the end?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If that goes in, man, that stadium was getting torn up by whoever fan.
Mahrez,
can't you, mate?
I thought if anybody that ball falls to
Mahrez, yeah,
mate,
because he got a sweet left foot on him. Man. Yeah,
I think Pep needs to tell those guys they've got to look up now because everyone's shooting when they could square it, and there are people there. But they all shoot, all of them.
Guys, come on. What are your thoughts now? What are your thoughts on Jack Grealish now? Come on, man. 100 million.
Jack. No, but this is the beauty of City. City don't care that they're taking their time to bet him in. Yeah, they actually don't care. They just said, right, because you have to remember, I think he can play on either flank. You know what I mean? I think, and so you have to remember there was a time when Bernardo Silva couldn't get into that. He couldn't get into that Man City team.
He was on the verge of leaving.
Yeah, exactly. And look at him now. So, I mean, like, who am I to question Pep? I ain't being funny. Because he does this all the time. He says, we're getting him, but he ain't necessarily starting. They say, well, Pep, you're $100 million. It don't matter. He's coming in. He's going to learn the Pep way. He's going to learn the style. And you have to remember, Grealish had that free role at Villa. He was the club captain, and he was never pigeonholed to stay that disciplined. Now, with the way City play, all them players are disciplined. If you remember, there was a point where, I'll never forget this, Sterling had scored a brace or a hat-trick, and he got subbed off, and Pep was scolding him on the touchline. And everyone went, you've got to be kidding me. You just scored a hat-trick, mate. But there were still parts of the game where Pep said, you're messing us up when you keep doing that. Stop doing that.
Yeah, I mean, this guy
he scored a hat-trick. And the commentators were saying, Pep needs to relax, man. You know, he's winning. The kid just scored a hat-trick. And another commentator said, you know what? This is the Pep way. He said, oh, no, don't think that hat-trick gets you out of jail because you did this, and this consistently, which hurt us.
Yeah. I remember Thierry Henry when he was playing under Pep at Barcelona.
Yeah.
And listen, any club that Pep manages, but that particular team and squad that he managed with Henry playing there. And Henry went there, started off slow, but started to score. And I remember he wanted Henry to play in a specific position. You do not move from that. I think he wanted him to stay out wide or whatever. Yeah. And Henry decided that he was going to cut in or whatever. You know what Pep did? Yo, brother, what did I tell you? Right, you're off.
Yeah, he actually subbed him after he scored. Yeah, and I think he was on BT Sports talking about it.
He spoke about it, yeah.
And he said, like, I cut in, got the ball, scored, and then Pep said, what are you doing? You're unbalancing the team. Get off. And he went, what?
Listen, guys, this is the levels. Yeah. I suppose to a degree, I mean, I don't know. Chili, do you see that in Conte in terms of the intensity of what he wants from his players? So what I'm seeing, I've talked about on the thing, Conte, having that Conte effect with Tottenham, and I think that is the thing that sets our team, and I'll say, listen, it's the Conte effect, and our team, myself and your team, D, we're in the mud right now. The Conte effect that he's having on these guys. I mean, you talk about Son, you talk about Kulusevski, Bentancur, and Harry Kane. Obviously, Harry Kane, Pirlo. I hate to say it, but mate, that guy is doing bits. He's doing bits as a number 10 stroke number 9, whatever you want to call it. The guy
said he's the best player in both positions.
In both positions. Is it the Conte effect? Is it the Conte mentality? Why?
Yeah. Whatever he's done, he's gone in there and he said, I'm not here for no nonsense, no foolishness. You do it my way, or you can stay in the dressing room doing what it is.
So there you go. And
even man like Mora's been ruling, man, and he can't get in the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, literally, he's coming on with a couple of minutes to go. You know what I mean? And whereas before under Pochettino, he was starting
and under Mourinho.
Yeah.
And Nuno.
You know what I mean? But and I think that is the difference. I think, see, with Arteta, you know, as far as I'm concerned, Arteta does need to start his career on the motorway. You know, he needs to go back to the motorway and continue to drop those big cones. Yeah, the car
or the ice cream van or something.
His man management. Yeah, you know, listen, let's talk about the game against Brighton. I mean, listen, we've got injuries. Yes, Nuno didn't have a great game in the Crystal Palace game. He subbed him off. He then comes out and says, he can learn from this. But yet he doesn't start him. He decides to put Granit Xhaka in the left back position. Yeah, he decides to be cleverer than what he is. Yeah. And 1 minute Granit Xhaka was playing there, next minute Lokonga was there, next minute Martinelli was there. I was confused. I didn't actually watch the game, but based on what my son was saying, based on what I was hearing on the radio, my son, when I came home that evening, my son said, "Dad, I feel physically sick watching this side." I told you, did it? And I mean, this mentality thing, bro. You just got to switch off, man.
And the thing is, just last week we were saying that Brighton were on the beach, weren't we? You imagine?
Yeah.
We said, we were saying, they're on the beach, man.
I'll tell you what we did. We did. We took the deck. You know them. You know when the Germans go. You know when we go on holiday, the Germans take the bath towels, and take the deck chairs. Yeah. That's what Arsenal did. Yeah. We said we went down to the beach and said, "Yo, move out the way. We're here now." And right now, our mentality. We lose 2 players and we fall apart. We've got a very young side, and we haven't got the mental strength. We haven't got the mental capability, and we've got an inexperienced manager managing this club. What do you expect?
And no striker.
Because what is Lacazette doing?
Is he a striker though?
He's not scored in 20 hours. 20 hours.
But is he meant to be a striker? Is he a striker?
He's a striker.
But Norman, you have the problem that we have, right? Is that you have a player?
Seriously, bro.
You have a player.
I need therapy right now.
you have a player that is wearing the captain's armband and picking himself every week. That's exactly what's going on at Old Trafford. He's not good enough.
And this
just
is
like
the
fridge. Just like the fridge. Not good enough.
Will not change it. And it's the same as you say. They're either, I don't know what it is. What he thinks is that he's hoping that all of a sudden he's going to turn into I was going to say CR7 or R9. Nah. You know what I mean? We paid 50 million for this guy. And the man has scored 4 goals in 25 games.
Yeah, it's not good enough, is it?
Not good enough.
Nah, it's not good enough.
And we're relying on Eddie Nketiah.
Right.
Have you seen our bench?
But why is he coming on before Pepe?
Right. Now, we went back to, I think Trouble came up and said that about Pepe. The fact is that Pepe is not Arteta signing. And I don't know what it is. And funny enough, last season, Pepe came on and scored the win against Brighton. Why are you not starting? Change it up a bit. We're just too predictable right now.
Yeah.
We're absolutely too predictable right now. And teams have worked us out.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched that game last night and I was envious. of what I saw. Yeah. I'm talking about the Chelsea game and the Real Madrid game and then the game on Sunday. I was envious because I'm saying, if we go to Stamford Bridge next week, Wednesday the 20th, we are going to get our butts slapped. Yeah.
It you know what I mean? And this is how I see with this guys as well. It's like these guys just can't wait to get on the plane to go to Dubai or wherever they're gonna go.
Exactly.
It's like these guys got the suitcases packed at the front door. Yeah. They think, oh, you know what? Have we got a game today? Oh man, okay, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there in an hour. That's what it feels like. They've all checked out. Saying, well, Ralph's gone. He's gone in a few weeks. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do this. Now, apparently, the board is saying to Ralph that by hook or by crook, he needs to get Conference League Europa.
I've been hearing that.
I'm like, are you mad? I can't even believe this. How you load it? We're in the gutter, bro. We are in the gutter when they're telling the man that he's got to try and qualify for Europa, not even Europa League, Europa Conference.
No,
come on, man.
That is embarrassing.
We are Man United. Man United. There's no iron team. You see that there? No iron team, just team. There's no iron team. And I don't know who's leaked that, but someone's leaked that he had a meeting with the board in the week, and they said, "Listen, let's not get clouded here. We need you to, because you know what, they need the TV money on."
And we go back
and they're worried about these lot taking the sponsorship away, all that stuff,
Yeah.
And you're just thinking, you guys are clowns, because remember he asked for 2 players in the January, right, to try and strengthen. And they weren't extortionate, and I thought they were good additions. And they said nah, and then they said no, keep Jesse. He ain't played Jesse. You have to remember, Alanga is getting on the pitch before Jesse. Yeah, he was told to keep Jesse rather than let Jesse go.
In the Mud FC, mate. In the Mud FC, mate, is just unbelievable. Latoya says here, Salah has given Liverpool trophies.
Whoa. One player.
No. Let me answer her, because she don't know nothing about no football anyway.
One player.
How you don't compare Salah to Harry Kane if you want to talk about trophies and 400 grand a week. You got to compare him to other people getting that kind of guap, like Gareth Bale, Messi, Ronaldo. He ain't on their level. He don't deserve that money. I'd give him 150 a week. Tops with his 30-year-old self.
Well, this is what I'm going to say, right? You have to. When you talk about giving Liverpool trophies, you got to look at that Liverpool spine.
And it's got him as the old team.
Yeah, that spine isn't Mo Salah, just Mo Salah.
They can take Salah out. If they took Salah out and put Diaz in, they'll win.
Just as much,
yeah.
So as good as Mo's been, you have to look what Mane's chipped in. You have to look what the goalkeeper has done. You got to look what Van Dijk has done before, especially before the injury. Van Dijk
won them the title, man.
Exactly. So it's okay saying about he's won trophies. Yeah, he's won trophies as a team, but it's not like when Messi was dragging teams single-handedly.
That's what I'm saying.
Messi was dragging teams single-handedly. You know what I mean? Like,
talking about Van Dijk, Liverpool, the season where they were scoring, but they were letting in a lot of goals. They addressed it by obviously selling Coutinho, getting the money for that, getting Van Dijk in. And as soon as they got Van Dijk in, what did they do? Right.
But you have to remember, before Van Dijk came in, Liverpool tapped him up and they got slapped on the wrist.
Yeah.
And they had to just. I still think they were dealing with him under the table, because he came the next summer, but they had to pretend like they weren't dealing with him, even though we all knew there was 2 Tuesday signed him. He was always going to Liverpool. Yeah. That deal was done, and he was given assurances. So yes, Junior, what are you saying, my Bridget?
Yes, Junior.
Yeah. Listen. I mean, right now our 2 teams are in the mud. As I said, Chile, it is yours. To lose now, top 4, and I'm not trying to play mind games with you.
You are. Yeah, you are. Don't even try it. Don't say nothing about my team.
I'm trying to keep a straight face. I really do.
I'm gonna boldly say, top 4 race ain't over, because we're still in it. Oh boy. Yeah, man, I need that lightheartedness, you know ones.
You are still in it, though. You never know what's going to happen.
I swear.
Listen, while it's mathematically possible, I can't do the but while it's mathematically possible, then, we never know. As I said,
these guys are checked out.
The thing is, right, 2 weeks ago, Arsenal were 3 points in front of us, game in hand, and had a better goal difference. 2 weeks later,
there's a 10-goal swing now.
Yeah, but that could happen again. So in 2 weeks, it could look totally different. And everyone's saying, "Oh, Arsenal are favourites or Man U are favourites."
One thing I can assure you of, Chile. One thing I can assure you of: our goal difference won't change. I'll tell you that now. That won't change. And I'm quite worried because obviously,
would you rather get conference or nothing?
Nothing.
I'm the same. I'm the same.
And listen, I'm not being negative.
No, I said that last year when we got it, and people were saying I'm chatting rubbish.
I would rather not be playing. Obviously, these teams, these pub teams. I don't even call them pub teams now. This is bed and breakfast teams now. We're playing now. Yeah, pub teams. Now we're going into bed and breakfast.
And you got some of these stadiums playing on AstroTurf and all sorts, mate. You can't be doing that. Nah, you're injuring
having to fly all over to the darkest parts of Europe.
You know what? I'd rather be in that position of Arsenal where I finish 8th and Ten Hag comes in and he says, right, this season we're going for 4th because I'm being realistic here. We're going for 4th and I need a good cup run out, you guys. You either the League Cup or the FA Cup, preferably the FA Cup, and we finish 4th. And you take your time, another transfer window, and you build that way. But if you get distracted in playing this silly Conference League football, getting players injured on these crappy pitches, and then you end up finishing 8th again, then what's the point?
You know what? The thing with Arsenal, if we finish in any kind of European position, whether that's Conference League upwards, they keep Arteta. If we finish 8th, that's 3 years now in a row, we finish 8th with no European competition. Yeah,
I think he has to go.
At that point, the board needs to act.
When's his contract done?
I think it was you saying that they want to offer him another 2 years.
Yeah, I heard that. That's what I heard that they would.
I think his contract is until 2023. You know, I'm sure it's something like that. Yeah, I'm sure it's something like that. But they were talk. There was talk earlier on in the season that they wanted to, when we was going on that little run. Yeah, that's when they thought, let's throw this in now. Yeah, give him a 2 year extension. Get out of here, man. No way,
but the thing is, if he finishes 4th, Norman, then he stays, doesn't he?
He stays. But the problem is, listen,
he'll get a statue too.
As I said to Chile, we're going to. I don't want to make it sound like, because obviously it's not good. I won't use the word, but we spoke last night, Chile. We will get proper our pants pulled down. That's what I've got to say.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Because he would not be able to stand up against these guys. There's just no way. There's no way.
But then, to be fair, it is a quarter-final, so you're not going to be playing Man City, Liverpool, Bayern every week. You'll get through the group stages.
Say that again?
You'll get through the group stages of the Champions League. It's after that it might get a bit.
What's this? Kane is better off with Conte or moving to
Pio.
Might be. Is that Pio?
Pep.
Oh, Pep. Right.
Yeah. She's probably just typo. Yeah.
From what I've seen, he should stay with Conte. Because it improved last season. I thought was his best season, and apart from the blip at the beginning of this season, he's totally smashed it.
Yeah.
And the blip was in his head.
That idiot Merson saying that we're a one-man team. Have you seen what we've done in the last 3 matches? Harry Kane ain't scored a goal.
Song is a bad boy.
Listen,
and Kulusevski as well.
Yeah.
You know what? I said to someone in the week. I said, right now, I would swap out CR2 and Bruno for Kane and Song right now without even second guessing myself.
Yeah.
Even in our dysfunctional team, I think them two can ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, anyway.
But listen.
Wishful thinking.
We've done it back to front. We've obviously spoke about some of the fixtures. Burnley Everton. That was the night we did our show last week. Burnley coming out 3-2 winners of that game. Yeah. You're now looking at the game and thinking, mate, Fat Frank is in the mud and he's going to take this team down. At one point Everton were 2-1 up, and I think Chile at the time had called it to say that I think they just scored a penalty. I think it was Carlson with a penalty. I think they got 2 penalties in that game. Then Burnley come back and win that game in the dying moments from we'll say dying moments, 85th minute, Maxwell Cornet, assist from Vidra, and they win that game 3-2. Burnley, are still sitting in the bottom three.
Yeah, still 18th, yeah. But you know what? There's still 8 games to go,
Yeah.
So they're both on the same goal difference as well, which is
both on the same goal difference. Obviously, Everton are 4 points ahead.
Yeah,
Everton have got some tough games coming up, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Concerning that.
Everton 17th then.
Yeah, 17th. Yeah, 17th.
They're 4 points above the drop zone. Yeah, they're 4 points above the drop zone.
And you know what? If you look at our game against them, if there was one team that was going to bail out Fat Frank, it'd be us, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? It was just like, I couldn't even believe that. I said, man, these snowflakes didn't even show up, mate. Because you have to remember, this guy was on the ropes, If they lose to United, mate, he's on the ropes getting thumped down on his knees. You know the ones?
When I saw that result, that was more shocking to me than Arsenal losing the week before.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was crazy. And I mean, obviously on that same night, just jumping to the Champions League game, Real Madrid basically took Chelsea apart at the bridge, 3-1. Benzema scoring a hat-trick. That guy is unreal.
Yeah.
30, what is he, 33, 34?
Benzema. Yeah.
3-1, and then obviously the return leg last night. What a game!
That was I never. I listened to it on the radio.
Yeah,
because I was driving, but I was like,
And the way Chelsea had them penned. When I say had them penned, and I was thinking, this is going to be one of those comebacks. It's going to be one of those comebacks. I was thinking, but if they do this, man, this is unreal. But Benzema comes up. Did you see your ex-man for the goal, Chile, when Luka Modric played that pass with the outside of his boot?
Yeah.
That's what he does. I've been telling people this.
Luka's a baller,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a baller, man. It's like, to be
Baller,
honest with you, I don't think a single Chelsea player slept last night after that.
Yeah.
I think they were tormented. No lie, you'd have been tormented in your sleep losing that game.
Listen,
like
man,
the way they lost.
Obviously, I can't remember when Rudiger slipped. I don't know if it was because when Benzema scored the pretty much.
Who's the young kid that they've got? It's a young kid.
Camavinga.
Yeah.
What a game! Yeah. What a game! And he played last night, and I mean, I don't even think he's 20 yet. I think he's about 18 or 19.
Wow.
We was linked with him, but he's going to be a player for them, mate.
Yeah.
Boss that midfield. But I mean, as I said, first half, pretty much the game. Real Madrid couldn't live with him, but I think at the end, Chelsea ran out of legs, and Real Madrid go on and win the game on aggregate 5-4. But it was a fantastic game, and as I said, it's going to be levels before we, get to that standard. You know what I mean? It's going to be levels before we get to that standard. And
then, he used all 5 subs yesterday as well,
Yeah, as well.
He used all 5 subs, man. So that's why you need a squad. Bring enough quality to keep you, still in the hunt.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. You do need a squad, but you can have a squad and like our squad just full up of trash. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna have a squad, you need something like what Man City have got, because they could literally play 2 Premiership teams.
They got 2 Premiership, And both on the both.
We've got probably 13 players that I'd say they're Premiership standard. The rest of them are crap.
After that, I'll be honest with you, I think we're in the same boat now, actually. Where you imagine we need a goal and you're bringing Mata off. You're bringing Mata on ahead of Jesse. You're bringing them all legs on ahead of Jesse, and you're saying, rah.
But Jesse smashed it up at West Ham. I don't understand.
He should have stayed there, Chile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know what?
They would be top 4 now if he had stayed.
I think he had delusions of grandeur coming back to Old Trafford, because I think Ollie just lied to him. Then Ollie got fired, once Ollie got fired, he was in the mud.
Yeah,
because he
and
stayed
then obviously,
for Ollie.
And I think he was open to go to maybe become that man at Newcastle, and that didn't go through either.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the board wouldn't sell him even though he's out of contract in the summer, and so that tells you that somebody was trying to mess with his head. Because if he's out of contract and you can get money for him in January, and you're not going to play him because he ain't played, why would you keep him? The whole thing is mad, honestly.
Some more Jesse Lingard shirts, mate.
Whoa. Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't know, mate. It's Mud FC, man. It's Mud FC, mate. That's all I gotta say.
Confused.com, you know what I mean?
Villarreal 1, Bayern Munich 0. This is in the first leg, and then they go to Bayern Munich and draw that game, but winning 2-1 on aggregate knocks out Bayern Munich.
Right. Submarine, boy.
Big Nangelsman, boy.
Lewandowski. Man like
Lewandowski. I mean, at the moment, I think it's Lewandowski. I think at the moment, as soon as that game was done, I think they're trying to sit down to try and negotiate his contract. But
try and keep him in it, I know.
Yeah. He might be looking elsewhere for maybe a new challenge or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You know, I don't really tend to do the Europa League game, so you know what I mean. I don't want to be there. But we moved to the Newcastle 1, Wolves 0. Newcastle,
Nicky Browns,
trying to cement their position in the Premier League. I think they've got enough to do it. You know, in terms of where they are positioned now, I think they're 15th on 34 points. Good 10 points clear of the relegation zone. I think they're going to be pretty much safe. I can't see them dropping off. Wolves are pretty much. Whether they get Champions League or not, they'll probably maybe end up in a European position, possibly the Conference League. Hopefully they'll take our spot. We'll see what happens. And then we know, the early kickoff on Saturday, Everton 1, Man United 0, with no mobile phones allowed in the stadium. According to Ronaldo, CR7.
He weren't having it, mate.
He weren't having it. But I think he promised. I think he's obviously sent out an apology and has promised to pay for some stadium tour or whatever it is. Whether that's at Old Trafford.
But the kid's an Everton fan. He ain't trying to go to Old Trafford.
Exactly. That's my fault.
He's like, kid, come and do the tour, mate. Just come and do the tour and say to him, I won't sue you if you pay off my parents' mortgage. Right?
That's it.
And you buy me a brand. What is it? PS5. So I want a brand new. I want a brand new PS5, and I want the latest iPhone 13. Exactly. I'm milking him, mate. Otherwise I'll see him in court for assault. You know that once.
Leeds away to Watford 5-0. Sorry, 5-0. What am I looking at? 3-0.
3-0. They're a funny team, aren't they, Leeds?
They are a funny team.
You can't. You couldn't bet your house on them, sons. You know what I mean?
But listen, the new manager there, I think his name is it Jesse Marsh? I think his name is that. He's doing a decent job with them. They are now currently, and they're on a little bit of a resurgence and keeping a clean sheet as well.
Yeah,
they sit
16th
on 33 points.
33,
Still, at the moment, I've played 32.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think they'll be safe?
We've got 6 games left. What are they on? 33?
Yeah, 33.
Yes, 33, but played 32. Yeah. So they've played the most games in that mix,
Yeah.
And they're just above Everton.
Yeah. What are Everton on?
28 points.
And they're on 32?
Yeah.
No, Everton have played 30 games on 28, and Leeds have played 32 games on 33 points. So they could get drawn in still. A couple of bad results, and they're back in.
They need 1 or 2 more just to
just to secure that.
Yeah, I think 38, 39 points keeps you up, I think.
Yeah.
Thereabouts. I mean, they always play the magic 40, but
Southampton 0, Chelsea 6. Obviously, Chelsea coming off the back of their loss against Real Madrid in the first leg,
and went
Southampton and literally, took them apart. I mean, it could have been 10-15-0, mate. They destroyed Southampton. And it seems
what's going on down there, Southampton?
I don't know, but I'll tell you now, mark my word, when we go there on Saturday, Yeah, they'll have their loan players back. According to Julian on AFTV, he's rather upset that the Chelsea loanees are helping, certain clubs or helping Chelsea or whatever it is. I'm thinking, man, what's this man on? Yeah, and we loaned out players. Yeah, but Broja and the other guy that plays for them for Chelsea, he's I think they're Livramento, I think his name is.
Yeah, Livramento.
He's on loan from Chelsea. They're going to be back in the side, so they obviously couldn't play them so they got 2 from Chelsea that are on loan to Southampton, but they couldn't play in that game.
That Broja, the baller, man, he's a good footballer.
Yeah, and I think he will turn up against us, mate. So even though Southampton did get slapped 6-0. I think Chelsea are pretty much secured 3rd place. And
you know what? I watched the highlights, right?
Yeah.
And that could have been 10-0 easily.
Easy.
They were getting so peppered. It was like, whoa, what is going on here?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Didn't Werner score in that game? I think he nearly got an hat-trick. I think he scored 2.
Yeah, he scored twice. Yeah, Timo scored twice. Yeah,
absolutely. And he scored last night as well in the
man, like Timo finding his shooting boots.
And we come to the Arsenal, thinking we're going to bounce back from the Crystal Palace game. As you said, we went down to Brighton, Brighton came to us and said that here's our deck chairs, sit down while we play around you. And that's basically what happened. Arteta trying to be as clever as he thinks he is, playing players out of position, playing Granit Xhaka in that left-back position. Why, oh why, I don't know. Listen, how are you going to give Nuno Tavares any confidence, Play the player that plays in his natural position. Yes, he might not be brilliant defensively, but Granit Xhaka has not got the legs. Nuno is a young player. Yeah, he's good going forward. And, maybe in that game, but Trossard, scores against us. And then Wepe, I think, was the one that got the second goal. We lose that game at home 2-1. That's pretty much put a dent in our, top, 4 contention with Tottenham. As I said, it's Tottenham's to lose. And we go into the game. After that game, you're thinking, come on, Aston Villa, do something. And they didn't take their chances, in the 5:30 kickoff for that Saturday evening. But, mate, when you got Son and Kane on the pitch, I don't know if you saw the assist from Kane, the headed assist. Son got an assist in that game. Koloveski and Son, with the goals. He literally looked, knew where he was going, and he did a similar assist, and I think it was in the Newcastle game, where Son plays in that he comes in from deep, makes that run, and he nods it onto him. Does this in this same game, and they go on and slap, Aston Villa, Steven Gerrard, Jantz's man from ex-Liverpool man, losing 4-0, and a 10-goal swing. I mean, you've scored how many goals? I mean, you're plus 19 now, and it doesn't look like you're gonna stop scoring at all, mate. It's all.
He had players assaulting Tottenham players on that pitch, boy.
Oh
mad. Proper Stevie GBH style. You know what I mean?
Ashley Young should be ashamed of himself, man.
Man.
Yeah, did you see? When he took out Kane.
That's personal, wasn't it?
Yeah, you don't do that.
That's personal, man. That's, you know what I mean? There's the World Cup coming out. You don't do that there.
Brentford 2, West Ham 0.
Yeah.
Brentford again. It looks like they're cementing their place. They've gone on a little bit of a run.
Yeah, man's like Ivan Toney. Would you take him, Roman? Would you take him at Arsenal?
Yeah, because I think
because he wants out. He's an all-round.
He's an all-round.
I think he'll thrive at a bigger club.
He can hold the ball up. He can head a ball, and he's just fantastic in terms of penalties and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Brentford are on 36 points, played 32. I think they're pretty much safe, and they've secured their place in the Premier League for another season. West Ham, I think they've got other things on their mind with regards to
they're playing tomorrow.
They're playing tomorrow. Yeah. They're going to be playing the second leg at is it Lyon?
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, they done well with their 10 men last week, but they go to Lyon.
What is it? 1-1.
I think it's 1-1, so it's in the balance. Yeah, it's in the balance there. Norwich 2, Burnley 0. So Burnley obviously winning that first game against Everton, they go to Norwich and get beaten 2-0. Unbelievable. But listen, Norwich are pretty much out out.
Yeah, they're done out here, aren't they?
Of this. But I think Timo, no, what's his name? Pukki? Is it Pukki? Timo Pukki scoring in the 86th minute, and Pierre Les Malou in the 9th minute. And
these guys will take that parachute money, Norman, and bounce straight back.
Yeah,
they're good at doing that, aren't they?
Exactly.
Norwich are good at doing that, so it's probably not a bad thing for them.
Yeah,
because they're very good at just taking that money, holding on to them players, keeping everyone pretty much happy, and bouncing straight back again.
Yeah. Leicester 2, Crystal Palace 1. So after Leicester have kind of found a little bit of form. Okay, they're safe as well, and I think they're still in the Conference League as well. So they got their eye on that as well. So I think if they end up winning the Conference League, do they then go to the Europa? Is it they're qualified?
Yeah, you get a place in Europa.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's why I don't want to. Listen, man, look how low we've fallen. I know it's all about money at the end of the day, but mate, I don't want to be playing in that, man. Sorry, man. Sorry, can't be doing that.
Nobody wants to play in it.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
It's wild.
We have Man City 2, Liverpool 2. Game of, I wouldn't say two halves, but Man City, Kevin De Bruyne. That guy.
KDB is a bad baller. He's a bad baller.
What a baller, man. Yeah. What a baller. In that game, just out of there was a tackle from Fabinho and also Thiago. I don't know if you saw the Fabinho tackle on Bert Silva. When I saw it, I was thinking this guy could have broke his ankle.
Lucky boy, man.
Lucky boy to stay
I think they were both lucky to stay on.
Yeah.
But you know what? And this is the thing, and you see it back in the day with United and Arsenal, going for them head-to-heads for the title.
Yeah,
the referees are very reluctant to show that red card now because boy, he has to get out of there alive. Then you know what? Where the stadium is, and I think he bottled it.
There was a lot. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot hanging on this game. When I saw that tackle, I thought, nah, he has to go. And I think looking at from the ref watch thing, I'm sure Gallagher said that he should have gone.
Should have gone, yeah.
I think he was saying that he
but I think the magnitude of the game, like, oh mate, I mean, it was so tight that a red card like I said, the stadium, like the red card or someone scoring a last minute winner, either way that stadium was getting tore up. So I think 2-2 was a fair result. You know once in what it really meant.
As I said, I think it was fair enough, but he says it's not a nice tackle. Dermot is saying it's a yellow card. I thought it was more than a yellow card.
That's a straight red. That is for me.
I thought it was a red.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And the other one, the Thiago one, again, it was because I think there was a tackle on him, and then he kind of followed through.
Yeah, it's like a retaliation.
So I think what you're saying is that he was pushed, which causes him to go in. So if you look
that's
shin on shin, so that's
you can't listen to these ex-referees. They just chat bare poop anyway and try and justify it for their mates. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't. They were also talking about the penalty. I didn't really see that one, so I'm not going to really go over that one. And then I suppose the other thing was the offside from Gabriel Martinelli, because it was really hard. I mean, they spent something like
I don't see how, as a Tottenham fan, I don't see how they can say that that's offside.
Yeah.
I just don't. And the thing is, it took 4 flipping minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's meant to be clear and obvious, isn't it?
Exactly.
Right. So don't you give it as a benefit of doubt to the attacker,
to the striker? But someone said to me that that's done now. But that's what I always.
Well, obviously, it's not the case. You know what I mean? And listen, at the end of the day, we weren't good enough. So I'm not relying on the fact that because and it was literally going in with a minute or so before half time. So that would have probably given us a bit of a boost and whatever. I remember I was driving home in the car and it was waiting, and then next thing they went and looked at VAR and obviously it got ruled out. But it had to be a clear and obvious error.
But Norman, there is serious. It's just distorted the way they are using VAR right now.
Yeah.
For me, they're killing the game with it. It's horrible because now you can't even celebrate the goal.
Yeah,
like
I kind of like that though, and I don't because you cheer and then you got to sit down and wait again.
Listen, mate, it's horrible because it's that whole sinking feeling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you get to cheer twice sometimes.
And I think the length as well. The length of time to make this is too long.
Yeah, definitely.
And that kills the game, but that kills the momentum, the atmosphere, everything. It's like, come on, guys, we're still doing that.
If you've got to be using lines and putting the millimeters in front,
they were even saying about the lines were wrong and all that as well. So I don't know. You know, they again, it looks like there's going to be another. Obviously, when the season ends, there will probably be another review of the VAR and whatever. So we'll see what happens.
But we have to bring in line because apparently they're saying that still we don't use VAR like the rest of Europe. Why not?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's like because now when you go to Champions League, you're going to come unstuck because you're not using it the same way.
Yeah,
which is silly.
Just fall in line with what Europe are doing.
It should be consistent right across the board.
Yeah,
And that's why
we like to do things our own way. We're always different.
That's it.
I suppose it's like going to the Euro and keeping the pound note. Now we're keeping the pound note. It's what we do in it. It's what we do. So
it is.
And obviously tonight, Liverpool at home to Benfica. I think that's pretty much a
come on the Reds.
Yeah,
come on Benfica.
That's pretty a shoe-in. I mean, I think they're 3-1 up on aggregate.
That should be a done deal.
I can't see nothing but a Liverpool win here.
Yeah, and
then obviously the probably more tougher game is Man City against Atletico Madrid away. Currently it's 0-0 in both games.
Yeah. You're about to say they're just both starting now, aren't they?
Yeah, tough on that. So I think Liverpool go through, and I would say Man City should go through as well. And then I think, Liverpool will be playing Villarreal, and Man City or Atletico Madrid could be playing Real Madrid in the semi-finals.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So do they redraw this after the semis? After the quarters, sorry. I suppose it goes back in the hat, doesn't it?
No, I thought so basically with Real Madrid going through last night, and Villarreal going through last night, and my understanding is that Villarreal will play the winners out of Liverpool and Benfica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
then
So Liverpool might do the quadruple if they keep getting those ties.
Exactly.
And you know what? I'm surprised they did that because UEFA, they hate like an all English final or an all Spanish final or an all, because you know what I mean, because you can lose viewing. But this is heading for an all English final if City and Liverpool could stay consistent.
Yeah.
And they normally don't like that.
Yeah.
It's not great for viewing.
This weekend we've got Man City, Liverpool in the FA Cup, Chelsea
FA
against
Cup,
Crystal Palace. So this weekend that's going to be another big one. Who do you think wins out of that game? Basically, who are we saying is going to be in the finals?
What, FA Cup?
Yeah.
Wow.
After this weekend, I'll say Chelsea,
Man City, and Chelsea.
Okay, I will go with that as well.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. I
mean, you know,
I think Man City were the better team the other night.
Yeah,
and I like Liverpool, but I think that Man City were the better team.
Yeah, definitely. And we come back, but not least, not last, the Prem form table before we close up.
Tottenham. I'm saying it with my chest. Tottenham. Tell me something different. Tell me something different.
Hold your horses, bro. Calm down. Because calm
down.
Well, it definitely ain't Man United, is it?
I'm saying
it definitely ain't Arsenal.
Yeah? I'm sure that last time the reason I'm saying it is because I'm sure last time Tottenham was second and Liverpool were top.
Well, either there's something wrong with this form table because it's still showing Liverpool on top with 16 points.
Yeah.
And Tottenham second on 15 points. Chelsea third on 15 points. And then Leicester. That's what I'm saying. Leicester had a little bit of a resurgence. They're on fourth with 13 points. Brentford, again, they've picked up. They're fifth with 12 points. Crystal Palace, sixth with 11. Man City, seventh with 11. Leeds. And then we go right down to Arsenal on 10th on 9 points. And Man United in 13th on 8 points. Which is quite strange because we lost 2 games last week, and I'm sure I was in 14th.
But that's what I'm saying. Last week you said that Liverpool.
I think personally speaking, it should be Tottenham that's probably going to sit top, and that's probably the only time in their lifetime that they will ever sit top.
We'll see.
We'll see. Man's talking with his chest right now.
Tottenham.
Have you seen the football that we're playing? Right.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. My mate worked in a pet shop, but he got caught with his hands in the till.
Oh my God.
Bruh, Craig, come on, bro.
Craig, come on now. Come on, man. Your Dr. Neil is as bad as Tottenham's trophy cabinet.
Why are you hating on Tottenham? And what have I said about Arsenal? I ain't even said nothing about how you got spanked by Palace.
All right, mate.
And then you got spanked by Brighton.
And you know, the funny thing about it, those 2 clubs that we got spanked by, they're supposed to be like the derby. Yeah, when they play each other, they're known as a derby. When they play each other, it's known as a derby. Yeah, and funny enough, last season we beat both of them teams. Yeah, but under Unai Emery, when we was trying to go for top 4, Unai got a little bit clever. We end up losing at Crystal Palace, and then Brighton beating us at our ground, or the other way round.
Right.
Is that when my man cuss out your whole team?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But listen, as I said, you know, Tottenham, they're on the move. It's theirs to lose. Man United and Arsenal still in the mud. But then saying that with you on the verge of signing Ten Hag, Big D, is the future bright? Is there, you know, in terms of the rebuild, how long is it going to take? You know, there's a lot of players that you got to ship out. And
that's my fear. Like I said earlier, the wage bill. The wage bill is killing us right now.
Yeah. It's
horrendous. We have the second biggest wage bill in the world, apparently.
Yeah,
in the world.
Man United, you're
Man United, though, D.
And we are not competing. We have the second biggest wage bill in the world, and we're not competing.
Hence but how do you think you're getting those players to come to you? You're playing Ronaldo crazy money.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, because it's okay.
You're relying on the shirt sales.
If you come, we'll pay you. You have to remember, because there's no transfer fee, you can up the money.
Yeah,
but I think we've gone too far though in upping the money, because what it does, especially if they don't perform, it has players that are mad basic that should be on 60 grand a week, knocking the door for 150 and 200 grand a week, saying, "Well, I'm playing better than him. I'm playing better than him." And I think that's Liverpool's fear that, well, I'm playing as good as Mo.
That's exactly what I think.
Yeah. You can have players. Van Dijk will say, "I put my body on the line defending every week, so up my money." And then it's a poison chalice, isn't it? It's like everybody starts knocking the gaffer's door, giving Klopp a headache. And if Liverpool start underperforming because everyone's stressed out or everyone's in their feelings, so then they're not giving. You see it with our guys. They start downing tools, saying, "Well, Ralph been gone in the summer." Yeah, but you're still on 250 a week, mate. And for me, it's disrespectful to the fans that get out their beds, go and do their 9 to 5s or whatever they do, drive up to Old Trafford, spend probably £200 for the day, and you go out there and stink up the joint like that. And won't even greet the fans when you're leaving the pitch. Just walk straight off and tap a kid's phone And come on, man.
So D, just one last question.
Go on.
Is this third time lucky for us, Man United? Are you gonna do it now? Are you gonna now start? Are you gonna now start seeing the Man United, the old Man United, being run properly by the Glaziers, or is it just gonna be another Groundhog Day? What is your feeling and sentiments?
It's for me, right? Because I was hoping that Ralph would get that either technical director or director of football job, which I don't think they're going to give him. He's still going to stay as a consultant. This is my fear that if you, and I said this from, in the summer, if you get Ten Hag and Ralph in together and you just say, right, here's the footballing side of the business. And we're going to, and you give them 3 to 4 transfer windows and see what you can push out. Because remember, we're going to lose some by natural causes, the ones that are out of contract. And I hope we don't sign any of them, not to even make up the squad. Just really be ruthless. Because this is what I said to you in the week. I said, for the rest of these games that we got left, I would keep De Gea, Alanga, Sancho, and maybe Fred, and then play the under 23s with them 4. Give David De Gea the captain's armband and give Fred the vice captain, and with them 2 youngsters and a 23. Send all of them on holiday. So get out of here. But I think the league would fine them for it. And then you bring the other 23s in to make up that squad, and you just blood them kids in for the last 6-7 games of the season. And it doesn't matter about the result. Just get them playing football, used to it, and you've got 4 senior players in there with them. That's what I would do, but it's gangster.
One last question.
In his time, Norman. In his time.
One last question to all of us, yeah? Are we all... I'm going to start with Chile. Are you excited about the future, Chile?
Yeah. Very. I think...
In 5 words, that's all I want. 5 words, yeah, why you're excited about the future. And it doesn't have to be a sentence. You could just say...
Yeah, I'll just give you 5 words. Son, Kane, Conte, Kulu, and Romero. There you go.
Okay.
But what I was going to say is, I think Man United and Tottenham are in exactly the same position. They've got loads of players that they don't want. They've got very good Well, if they get Ten Hag, they've got good managers that they've got to back, and the board have got to stay out of the footballing. Like after Mourinho, Levy was getting it, and so we got Paratici, and he said, "I'm not going to have anything to do with the football inside from now on." And I think that's what Man United need to do, exactly the same as us. Both teams have got to back the manager and let the football people deal with the football. Okay. And you deal with selling shirts and making
all the commercial side of it.
That is completely on point, Chile.
Yeah.
But I don't trust our board.
Okay, so D, 5
Nor
words.
do we. We don't trust ours either.
Oh, wow. 5 words. Wow. Ten Hag. Because honestly, it's like I don't trust the board to stay out of his business. Let him, as in, say, right, Phelan, thank you very much, sir. Fletcher, thank you very much. Your kids are over at Man City Academy. Maybe you go join them. And you start shaking hands and you say, Ten Hag, footballing affairs all ours. We will do commercially the best we will do to get you the sponsorships you need and get the money in, and we give you at least 3 to 4 transfer windows. Because for me, I can't judge him unless he gets that.
No, that's right. Yeah.
And if you try and fire him in 2 years' time, then it's the same old, isn't it? And you know what? We'll fire him. Pep will retire. Ten Hag will go to Man City and win the treble.
There you go.
You watch.
Because
if we don't back him, like Chile said,
if you don't, because remember Ten Hag used to manage alongside Pep.
I know.
So there you go.
And who was his number? What's name was his number 2? Weren't he? Steve McLaren was his number 2.
Yeah.
At one point, because there's rumors that Steve might come back with him. So I look at it and I just say, like, no expectations for the first 2 seasons under this guy, and that is me saying I'm okay sitting back and watching other teams win stuff. as long as I see that he's building and pushing. I mean, this is what I said to someone the other day. I would actually start Phil Jones right now. You imagine? That's how bad it is that I would say start Phil Jones, because Phil Jones put his body on the line, right? The fans were chanting his name and he walked off the pitch crying his eyes out. And I said, look at that. My man really, really respected getting back on the pitch and playing for Man United. He knows what it means, even though his body ain't up to it. Oh man, it's a no-brainer. But
I'm gonna cheat. Because I'm the one that hosts the show. Yeah, I'm gonna have 6 words. Yeah, the future is not bright with Arteta. Okay, that's my 6 words. I had to get that one in. The future.
You lot really are the worst fans in the world. When was the last time you had a manager that you actually got behind? And you can't even say Wenger.
Wenger. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. You know what? When Unai Emery came and we went on that 20-odd game unbeaten run, the whole fan base was behind him. And then
you turn on him again.
Shall I tell you why? Because in those 20-odd games that we played, we didn't play anybody in the top 6.
Oh wow!
and then everything went downhill from there on in. Yeah. And it all comes down to mentality at the end of the day. But you see, the problem is whatever happens, if we finish in a European position, whether that's 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th, Arteta will still be in a job. If we finish 8th, I'm hoping and praying that the board will act and say, look, you know.
And who are you going to go for?
Well, there's not a lot of managers out there, but he did bring up Enrique. There was also some stuff in the chat from Craig. He said Mancini.
Oh yeah, Simeone,
you know. So there's options, no?
There's not Nagelsmann. You know what I mean?
So that's 4 viable options there.
And you see, any one of those 4 managers, yeah.
But are they going to want to come to Arsenal? And are they going to want to come to Arsenal and have to restart again?
Rebuild,
That is the big, guys, that's the big question. That is the big question. That is the big question. And I'm just hoping and praying that the board will see sense and bring in somebody that has got experience. At the end of the day, I want the best for the club. You know, people will sort of come at me and say I'm negative and whatnot, but I want the best for my club. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm used to winning trophies. The last time we won when I say the Premier League, then that was almost 18 plus years. Yeah, you know, we could be in a situation where we could end up like Liverpool not winning, the title for 30 odd years. Yeah,
hopefully
we're 3/4 away there.
Hopefully,
yeah. Well, you could.
Well, you're not going to win it in the next 5 years. That's for damn sure.
I'll tell you now. I don't think we'll win it with the money that's going in at Chelsea, at Man City, at Liverpool.
Chelsea can't put no more money in. Roman.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. They've still got good. They've got good young players. They've got a good academy, and they've got good young players on loan as well. No,
exactly. Yeah, they've got a bag of players out on loan.
Yeah, I think they've got 20 players on loan.
Yeah, Gallagher. I mean, from Crystal Palace.
And they've got players actually getting decent playing time for these loan clubs.
Yeah,
as well.
And they're playing, in
the Premier League.
Right, they're playing their trade in the Premier League, so they're getting Premier League experience.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Chelsea have got that lockdown properly. You know what I mean? Arsenal, as I said, I can only reminisce and go back to 2004 when we was a decent club. But since 2004, pretty much our trajectory has been in a downward spiral. And, I want to see...
Is that because you held on to Arsenal for too long, do you think?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He needed to go because he had taken the club as far as he could. But that transition of getting a new manager, a bit like Man United, moving away from Fergie, Fergie decided that, I want another Scottish guy to come and take over.
I thought that was a dumb appointment, man.
That's pretty much
criminal,
Man United.
Ferguson should have gone to jail for that.
Yeah.
He should have gone to jail for that. Literally lock him up.
Pretty much, based on that decision from Fergie, that's why your club is where it is now.
In the mud, mate. Because you have to remember, right? Someone should have been almost like shadowing the man. This is what they're doing in the corporate world.
Yeah, that's right.
Someone comes in, especially like the money involved, the way the clubs. I mean, And you look at just at top 6 now. It's very rare to do that. Just to bring in, if you're not going to bring in a proven winner, as they would say, then you got to have someone shadowing. You can't just. He wasn't a proven winner. He was a decent manager at Everton. That's it.
Mm.
You can't compare the two clubs. Not now. Then and just to go and knock the man's door and say, "Listen, I want you to man your man. I'm going, and you're the man." He actually, Moyes said he actually said, sit down and take a drink because he couldn't even believe what the man was telling him, and he thought that he was coming around to tap him up for some players. He said,
"What day did he go around? What day did he go around? Was it April the 1st?
Probably April Fool's Day, and said to him, "Yeah, listen, man, the Man United job is yours, mate." Yeah, apparently he had to pour himself a scotch and steady his nerves because he thought Alex is winding me up here. Yeah. You know, it's like it was a very distasteful Scottish joke.
For a football manager, that's like winning the lottery, Man United.
Exactly, and so I don't blame Moyes for taking that job.
No,
even though he knows
listen,
he was
if
out
they
of his
offered me the job, I'll take it. You can say what you want, but I'm taking that job.
Yeah, and I'm going to learn on the job and figure it out.
Yeah. And you know what, B? You've hit the nail on the head.
Late, man. I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we hit the nail on the head. We're going to finish on that. I'm going to learn on the job. Yeah, and we'll see how it goes. And that's what's happening with Arteta and Arsenal. Yeah. And as far as I'm concerned, we need a new manager. Hopefully next season that will happen. But guys, I want to thank everybody in the chat for taking part on the What's Going On podcast. Chili, big thank you to you for coming on again.
No problem.
Time. Big D again.
Yeah, man.
Big up Craig and Jay and Latoya.
And Kofi wasn't on tonight, but I'm sure he'll be on next week. But thank you to all the people in their sentiments.
Yeah, the guys in the chat, man. Fantastic as always.
Yeah, everybody.
Julia, all the man's there.
Big up to everybody that stayed with us. And listen, we will see you on the next What's Going On podcast.
Yeah.
And please hit that like button, subscribe and share. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care and God bless.
Yeah, man. Take care, guys.